I start by baking some ultralight on a wood base, and then I cover it in a thin layer of liquid Sculpey to get my clay to adhere to my baked clay. Now that my base is covered, then I take some foil and I crumple it up into the shape of my helmet and cover it in a thin layer of ultralight clay, making sure that there is space in my foil for my wire. Once I'm finished with the base of my helmet, then I get it ready to bake. After I got it finished baking, then I cover it in a thin layer of liquid Sculpey and then cover the entire thing in super Sculpey clay and smooth it out. Now it's time to actually shape the helmet. Now that I'm taking this bit by bit just to create the basic shape. So right now I'm creating that front part of the helmet where his nose would be, and then these ropes of clay are going to be those side pieces that go right around the base of the helmet. Once I was happy with that, then I blended it all in. Next, I start to shape out those indentations that are right around the sides of the face and try to get it as close to the helmet as possible with as clean line as I can. Next, I start working on the back portion of the helmet. There's like a little area that kind of sticks off of the helmet, so I'm just trying to recreate that to the best of my ability. After I got the shape of that part of the helmet, then I take a flat edge tool and I just start to create a little bit of an edging to create the details on the back of the helmet. Now that I have the basic shape of my helmet, then I take some strips of clay and I start to create the edging of the visor. I'm just continuing to take some strips of clay to create the sides of the eye portion of the visor and just blending it in just on the outside of the strips of clay. Next, I move on to the mouthpiece portion, and I don't really know what you would call this, but you're basically just making like an upside down V or frown shape in the front of the mask. So at the base of the helmet, there's these little round details, and I decided to just take a ball tool and create like a little hole and then put some cylinder pieces inside the hole and just create that circular detail. I'm not really sure what it is or what it does, but there it is. Next, I take another strip of clay and I wrap it all the way around the top portion of the circumference of the helmet to create that rim that goes around the top. And then I add another strip of clay to create that little mohawk detail on top. I use this little flat spoon tip tool to create a little bit of an indentation that goes right down the center of that little mohawk. Next, I move on to the earpiece detailing. I guess that's what it is, and I just take like a little eye shape and just place it right on the sides of the helmet. Next, I move on to the little pipe that the helmet is actually going to rest on, and I just take my wire and wrap it in a very somewhat thick piece of clay, and I think I even added another layer of clay on top just to ensure that it was really strong. And then to finish up, before I bake, I add some little piles of clay onto my base to create some like organic texture for dirt and hills in the ground. Then when I'm finished, I put it in my oven to bake. Now it's time to paint. I do a couple coats of white paint to give it a really nice good base coat. This also helps with the colors like yellow and orange to pop a little bit more and use a little less layers of it because it just is a little bit more transparent than some other paints. Once my white paint is dry, then I start to paint on the orange detailing of the mask. I had almost forgot about this gray rim that goes around the back of the helmet. Next, I paint my visor and part of my mouthpiece black. Gray on the mouthpiece as well. Next, I add the Ahsoka Tano face markings that go on the top of the helmet. And then I paint the little front circle parts black. Then I finish it off with these blue little detailings on the bottom of the helmet. Once I was finished with my helmet, then I moved on to my base and I painted the entire base this brown color, and I also used some snow text, like snow detailing on top of it to create some dirt-like texture, and then I also painted another coat of brown on top. I'm fairly certain that this thing that the helmet is sitting on is a pipe. I wasn't 100% certain, but I painted it gray to look like a pipe that they got off their spaceship. To show the wear and tear that this helmet has gone through, I dry brushed some brown onto my helmet to really show that it is dirty and worn down. And here it is, all finished. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this. This was a very bittersweet project because it is a very sad scene, but I really wanted to depict it because I thought it was just so well written, and it is one of my favorite scenes of the Clone Wars. If you did enjoy watching me make this, maybe like this video so that I know that I'm creating content that you guys enjoy. It also boosts my videos to people who like this content as well. Also, if you are interested in watching the other clone helmet video that I made to show how I depicted the snow-covered helmet that you see when Darth Vader picks up Ahsoka Tano's lightsaber. As always, I hope you all have a great day and remember to stay crafty.